Joining us today is Dr. Tanaya Narendra. She's also very popular as Dr. Cuteris on Instagram. She puts out these fabulous videos and simplifies complicated health stories like nobody else does. She is a doctor and an educator and talks about all things reproductive health, sex. Her content, her videos, extremely relatable. And this young influencer puts out on Instagram, she's got 1.5 million followers and counting. Thank you so much, Dr. Tanaya, for your time. And thank you for the work you do.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
What is your take on bikini wax?
While it is very much a personal choice on what somebody does with their body, especially with their body hair, I am not a big fan of waxing simply because it's a very violent process. A lot of people, if they get waxed on their arms also, they lose patches of skin.
Yes.
Now imagine doing that to the delicate skin of your genitals. It's already so much thinner. It is more fragile. It is more susceptible to damage, infection, injury, which is why I personally don't recommend it for my patients.
And what about the link to cancer and several other diseases? You spoke to me about the part where you said allergic reactions are possible and it's a sensitive area. But what about the link to cancer?
I actually haven't read any data about a bikini or a Brazilian wax causing cancer, unless you want to think about how basically when you remove all of your pubic hair, you remove the protective barrier that's there. And when the protective barrier is gone, there's a higher likelihood of you getting infections. Certain infections like the HPV virus can lead to cancer in the long run, but there's lots of other ways of acquiring HPV, not just removing pubic hair. So I wouldn't necessarily make that connection.
All right. So talking about just accepting things how they are, a lot of people do a lot of things to boost their fertility, but what are the best natural ways to do it is what I want to know.
The single best thing you can do for your fertility is quitting smoking. It is the best decision one can make for their fertility as well as their sexual health. Yes. If somebody doesn't smoke and they want to do things to boost their fertility, then they can make sure they're getting the right amount of exercise. One thing all of us miss is basic sunlight. Yes. So 10 to 15 minutes of bright sunlight a day, ideally between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. when there are high levels of vitamin D in the sun that you can absorb. Making sure you're eating a wide and varied diet. We all have a very specific sort of 10-15 foods that we eat on rotation. So increasing the variety over there and getting exercise. Very simple, basic pillars of health. Getting the right amount of sleep, managing your stress. There is no single miracle product that will magically alter your fertility.